Hi everyone. In this video we are going to see Java variables and data types. So here we are going to see with example. So initially we have to know about a variable. So in previous session we have seen how to write a simple Java program. So this session we are going to see what is a Java variable. So when we are talking about a variables, normally variables means it is nothing but a data container where we will store our data under some name. We will call it as a variable. When we are going to execute a Java program, the particular data will be accessed from that variable only. So here, what are the variable? Well, normally in real world, what is a variable means? It is nothing but a information. So information about any things, we will call it as a variables. So normally when we are talking about variable, every variable is assigned a data type which is designed with the type and the quantity of value it can hold. So whenever we are talking about a variable, normally, for example, if you are writing your biodata, in this biodata, your name is a variable and it will have some values. And next, your age is a variable that has some value. And place, education, like this, you have different variable. This is the variable which stores some value. So all together, we will call it as variable. So this we will call it as a data container. So data container of a biodata. So when we are talking about a variable, we can see here we are having two steps. So the first step it is like variable declaration. So we are having variable declaration and next is like variable initialization. So initialization and declaration, we need to know the difference. So first, variable declaration is like, for example, if you are going to write your name, how you can write? You can write like your name equal to some names. So I am going to write some names as John. So this name hold the value John. So this is a string of characters. So here you have to write it as string. And now if you want to store your mobile number, then it should be a number that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. So this is, we will call it as an integer. So variable declaration, when you are going to variable declaration, you must specify the data type. So this is the data type and this is the name of the data type. So here you can see it as like in the data type, we are having different types of data. So that we can see it in the later. Now we can see how to declare a variable. For example, if it is an integer, you have to declare with like data type, variable name. So the syntax for declaration is data type, variable name. So this is the syntax for variable declaration. And next one is like variable initialization. So how we will do variable initialization? So variable initialization, it is nothing but initialization, you are going to assign some value. For example, if you want to store your name, you will be using string as a data type and you will keep name as a variable name equal to some name you need to keep. So I am going to keep it as John. So here this is data type and this is variable name and this we will call it as a valid data. So this is the syntax of variable initialization. So in a container name, we will have a data John. So this is the meaning of this variable initialization. Next, we can see what are the types of variables. So, we have seen what is variable declaration and what is variable initialization. Now, we are going to see what are the types of variable we have. Then, we can see what are the type of data types. Now, the types of variables. Whenever we are talking about types of variable, it is divided into three types. The first one is local variable, next is instance variable, and next is a static variable. These are the three types. So first one, when a variable is declared inside a method, we will call it as local variable. For example, if you are adding a method add, inside this if you are declaring int a comma b, this we will call it as a local variable. Next is like instant variable. Instant variable are defined without a static keyword. They are defined outside the method. They are called as an instant variable. For example, if you are having a class and you are going to declare this, and next you are having a method. Inside this you are having like this means this we will call it as an instant variable or a class variable. This we will call it as a local variable. So this is the difference. So static variable, what is the meaning of static variable is like? Static variable are initialized only once at the start of the program execution. So the variable should be initialized first before the initialization of any instant variable. So before initialization of instant variable you have to do. So here you have to mention the static variable like static int c is equal to 1. So this is like the static variable. It have to be initialized first and it have to be initialized only once. So that is the meaning of a static variables. And so now we can see an example for type of variables. Open Eclipse. So now I am going to write a new program. So just click on this, just open a new class. So I am going to open a new class as variable type. Now just I've opened a new program. So you can see here you are having a class name, variable type and name method. So here I am going to write the code. So initially the local variable. So the local variable, how you need to do it's like if you are having any method, you have to mention that method. Inside that you have to use it. So here you can see I have written the code like public class variable type. I have written static int a equal to 1. So we can change the value also. And int b is equal to 2 I have written. And inside this I have given a method like void show. Here I have given c is equal to 3. So now here I have printed like c. So you can see here this we will call it as static variable. And this is the local variable. Sorry, this is the instance variable. And next, this we will call it as a local variable. So now you can see here, if you want to access the static variable anywhere in a class, you can able to access just by calling the variable name. So here you can see I have accessed B using a object because it is an instant variable. So class variable, if you want to call inside this main method, you have to call using the object. So for creating an object, this is the syntax. This we will see in detail later. But to access this instant variable, you have to access using the object name. So v dot b. So your instant variable will be called. Now the local variable is inside the method show. So you have to call this method, only then you can access the local variable. Or inside this It is like this local variable has its execution only inside the method. Outside it, it has no scope. Now if I am executing, it will execute A. The value for this it will come 10 and this 2 and for this it will come 3. So let's check the output. So you can see here it have given 10, 2, 3.